$168 billion. Yeah. $168 billion. We can cover SNAP, school lunches, have some left over. That some left over part, we'll get to that in a second. Or that would cover Medicaid and the school lunches. And actually, I take that back. Not so much Medicaid. See? I like to be honest. I like to fact check myself since nobody else will fact check me. But I wish I would. I the way I come on here, man, and like to get on content creators' asses, bro, and talk shit and make comparisons and stuff. I wish you motherfuckers would. Please fact check me. So, I've been leading on about, mind you, before I go on, just came across a content creator. He brought out some statistics, brings out some very valuable information, motivated me to do this fucking video and do this once again, because there are so many of us on here saying the same thing, just different languages and different, contexts and stuff, and it doesn't seem to strike curiosity in y'all, man. I sometimes wonder, you know what I mean? I like to talk a lot about accountability, and it just shows that we just don't have none whatsoever, and our level of comprehension is just fucking way off, man. So, I've said in the past, we're fighting for things that are just going to keep this repetitive cycle of the rat race going, and we're going to pass this down to our kids. The fucking hamster wheel, man. So, too much of something is not good, and sometimes less is more. You want a fucking higher federal minimum wage. I'm not telling you not to fight for these things, but you're asking for a higher tax bracket, just so you know. Also, while we're trying to protest and boycott businesses and keep money out of certain sectors, I just don't know how those two things are going to add up. How are you going to get a higher minimum wage and boycott and black out the system at the same time? So it's kind of contradicting, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to get y'all to understand and get it through your heads that we have more than enough to go around as a people. So the 168 billion that I started with, simple math, just do the fucking research on your own, calculate your own shit, man. That's $20, 150 million people at $20 a pop once a week. That is $3.5 billion. You do that 4 times a week for 1 month, that is $14 billion. At the end of the year, that is your $168 billion fucking dollars. Again, we cover the fucking SNAP program. We cover the school lunches, things that we do not have to be arguing about. We save ourselves the fucking hardship and the headaches of trying to convince these people to do what's right. If we start to understand that we got more than enough to go around and we need to do right by each other. Again, the collective effort. We keep sitting here and begging these people for fucking social safety nets with our fucking money. But yet, here we are, spending $1 trillion between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Here we are spending $1 trillion on the fucking Powerball, and yet still and all pointing the fucking finger at government for how they're misusing our misappropriating funds. Get it through your heads that those monies are gone. If we get a refund, black folk, reparations, if we get any of that shit, it would be a fucking miracle. And by the time we tax the fucking rich, we're going to be so far in debt fucking with this administration that we might not even be able to make it out of that hole. So it's time that we start taking action, taking responsibility, holding each other accountable for the shit that we're not fucking doing. Stop pointing the finger and let's hold each other fucking responsible for a change. So where am I getting at with this? I've been telling y'all for over a fucking year. If we spread the wealth amongst ourselves, we end poverty and homelessness in America. We got more than enough to go around. And if you would get into this idea, into this project that I've been sharing with you and support it, and be as fucking generous as you were when they started talking about buying Spirit fucking airlines, we wouldn't be still having this conversation about the SNAP program and the lunch program. Our senior citizens are currently getting taken out of their homes and being put in fucking homeless shelters. We have a homeless population that is rising because people are losing their fucking homes, they're losing their fucking jobs, while this administration is building concentration camps for homeless people. And we're burning down warehouses and forcing people out of their jobs. I don't know, man. I don't see any fucking progression in any of this shit. And then we want to sit here and keep pointing the finger at governments. What are we doing as a people? So I'm going to bring you a small little paragraph from Dr. Jessica Gordon Neblard. Jessica Gordon Neblard. I'm going to write all this shit down for y'all. And she said in her book, The Collective Courage, cooperative economic development gets around the constraints of limited individual wealth. I'll say it again. Cooperative economic development gets around the constraints of limited individual wealth. Like I mentioned before, a nationwide nonprofit organization is a humanitarian effort that allows us to spread the wealth amongst ourselves, and we can do this tax-free. Sounds a whole lot better than fucking getting a raise in the minimum wage, or a raise from our bosses, or working overtime, or working a second job. We can do this tax-free. We can get ourselves into that loophole, just like we were trying to invite ourselves to the billionaire clubs to buy Spirit Airlines. We can get ourselves into the tax-free fucking loophole. Yes, just the way they do it. They get their little fucking incentives and shit and don't pay no taxes and still get a tax return. And the churches don't pay any taxes. We can do the fucking same for ourselves. And we save ourselves a whole lot of headaches instead of sitting here waiting for the fucking rich to get taxed. We can act now, and we need to act now. We're way over fucking due. A year from now, we will not recognize this fucking country. We bridged the gap across America, coast to fucking coast, people. We never needed the SNAP program. I've been saying this as well. We don't need any of these fucking programs from these people, because all it is a fund for them to hoard the funds, and for them to tap into as they see fit for their own personal fucking needs. And then they turn around and weaponize it against us. It's time we start creating for ourselves. So again, a nonprofit organization, a humanitarian effort, really not so much a humanitarian effort, more of a coalition, man. I need all the community fucking leaders. I need all of the organizers. I keep asking y'all, let's get together on this and make this thing happen. Software developer and a fucking economist, so we can crunch out the fucking numbers and make this profitable for everyone. Automatic payments. There's no funds money sitting around. Automatic fucking payments. We offset the payments because not everyone gets paid at the same time. Outside contributions, and we need allies. And what kind of allies I'm talking about? Any fucking companies and organizations that are on the right side of history, and those companies that are invested in clean energy, because we're definitely gonna need those motherfuckers. We're gonna need that clean energy. At the rate this country is going right now with this fuel crisis that's coming, yeah, we're gonna need them solar panels. So there are people in history that I'm gonna write down on here as well. You can look them up. Fannie Lou Hamer, Ella Baker, the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters. Very important fucking people. Y'all need to do the research, look it up, and look at what they have done in the past. And it's a similar system. Pretty much we're reconstructing our own Black Wall Street. Rich people do not let money sit around. They circulate it amongst themselves, and that's how they create the poverty, because they do not invest back into the economy. We're the only ones that invest into the economy. So if we make some proper sacrifices, since we're already boycotting and blacking out the system, we got extra funds laying around. We need to take advantage of this opportunity as soon as possible, man, before more people lose their jobs, before AI continues to take more jobs and automate it. You see what they're doing with the trucking industry? We got ports that are ran by straight robots. Things are going to get worse. And we got a food shortage coming. And who knows what El Nino is going to bring us this summer. We need to start putting our brains together on this, people, and get this project launched. We need to help get the word out. Please share the content. I'm going to write this information down so you can look it up for yourself. Fact check me, baby. I dare you. Please do. Fact check me.